Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. An Assyrian Orthodox bishop in Sydney, Australia, stabbed numerous times last week while reading from the Bible before his congregation. And you know who gets the thought police sicked on them? Not the alleged assailant, who the media and local authorities are busy running defense for by covering up his name, motivations, and other identifying factors about him, though some worshippers do claim to have heard him yelling Allahu Akbar during the attack. But no, instead, it's some random Christian guy thousands of miles away in the UK who responded to that brutal attack on Bishop Marmari Emanuel and several of his parishioners by posting online that Christians need to take a stand. The police and a mental health nurse were sent to his home to supposedly check in on him, but perhaps what they were really there to do is to make sure he knows Big Brother is watching and won't be tolerating any dissent. Watch.
So specifically, you're here because I say Christians need to take a stand. Is there anything else that's been said?
Were reported from what I'm being told.
So what else has been said then?
No, that's what was being said.
So, just for witness, right, because this is going to my solicitor, I've now got 2 police officers and a mental health nurse coming to see me because I went to the church and spoke to my local priest about what happened to the bishop in Australia and said, are we Christians supposed to take a stand? I'm not calling for violence or anything like that, never once said it because there's no allegation. Now look again, just for the benefit of everyone that's going to see this is discrimination against Christians right now. Because if I was Islamic and I said anything along them lines, you wouldn't care. You allow hate preachers in this country to preach the killing of homosexuals and that, and now you're on my door because I said Christians need to take a stand. I ain't calling for violence. I'm just calling to take a stand.
Why do you think that you would be treated any differently?
Because I've got a mental health nurse and 2 PCs, not PCSOs, come to my house. That's why. So if you don't think this is discrimination in any way, I'd like to hear your explanation of this not being discriminatory.
I don't think we would necessarily agree on that, but I'm just saying that from a member of the
right. So this is why I went and see the priest, because of this, okay? Because this is happening to us. We Christians can't even voice an opinion without having police. And it's not you. You're doing your job the same as you are. And people like you are the salt of the earth. Let's have it right.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
And officers like yourselves you get a bad name in the press, and I know there's good coppers, so I'm not going to be abruptive to any of it. But this is discrimination against Christians right now.
Weird, right, that this random Christian guy who was talking to his priest is getting more heat from the authorities than I would say even the suspect is. As far as we know about that guy, he's 16, they say, and that's pretty much it. Since he's a minor, they're using that as an excuse to not have to say much about him or his motivation, even though they have said that this was terror-related. The teen's lawyers are also leaking to the media that the young man may have struggled with mental illness and intellectual disabilities, but is that just a ruse to gain the sympathy of the public? I'd like to know what his religious, citizen, or ethnic background is, and if he was making comments online or to friends that could shed light on his motivations. After all, the bishop is very popular online with his sermons about resurrecting the church militant aspect of Christianity out of the ashes of whatever insipid form it has taken now. There could definitely be motivation for one of the many Islamists that nations like Australia have been busy importing. This weekend saw a 3rd person arrested as part of riots outside the church, which have damaged nearly 100 cop cars and have left about 24 officers injured. Joining us now to discuss is Robert Spencer, the director of Jihad Watch. Robert, thanks for being here tonight.
Good to see you again, Kara, and best wishes on your wedding. Great to hear the news, and good to see you back.
I really appreciate it, but you know, the news never stops. So, I mean, this guy from the UK, he just vaguely is saying that Christians need to take a stand. And it's true, Christians are the most persecuted religion in the world, and that gets him a surprise visit by the cops. And like you said, if he was a Muslim guy going to his mosque and talking to, you know, a spiritual leader over there saying who knows what, nothing would happen to him. So what was your reaction to the video we watched?
Well, there's no doubt about it. He's 100% correct. You can take a very specific example, Kara, the example of Ali Dawa, who is a very popular YouTube Islamic preacher. You can find his videos all over the place, and there's one notorious video that is spread all over the world where he is gleefully saying that when Islam takes over Britain, they're going to go door to door and kill people who have left Islam. And he even adds, and we are proud of that. And there has been nothing done about Ali Dawa. He goes around freely. He's a big star in the Islamic community in Britain.